Are you a real estate agent, realtor, investor, or are you in the real estate business and you need new listings and deals? We have a solution for you, and that solution has guaranteed results. How much would you pay to get face-to-face with a homeowner that wants to sell their home? What if you also got their email address and daytime phone number? And what if this homeowner also scheduled you to come to their door at a set time to meet with you? Sound too good to be true? It isn't. And it is 100% guaranteed for you to meet face-to-face with a real homeowner who really needs to sell their home. Not only will you get this remarkable contact system and its 100% guarantee, at no additional charge, you will get weekly coaching, documents, and training on how to get that homeowner and convert them into a new listing. When you purchase, you'll also get a one-on-one walkthrough so that you can start using the system today. Visit www.thelistingmonster.com. That's www.thelistingmonster.com. Or call Diana Ortiz at 213-706-0040. Stop wasting time the old way. Use a monster and get actual results today.
Welcome to the Honish-Report, hosted by Lee-Honish. The Honish-Report is a look at the real estate market and creating effective marketing plans for realtors or investors to get new listings and deals. Your host, Lee-Honish, has over 20 years of experience in real estate, banking, and marketing. Over the last 6 years, Lee has developed cutting-edge marketing and was named one of the most innovative marketers in America. With over 1 million views, Lee continues to be an advocate for the entire real estate community. Enjoy today's show.
I'm going to share with you a technique that I use for my clients, my coaching students. I use it personally in my house to get listings. It is how I actually do webinars, how I work with. I am a big fan of sending email, but the reality is you just can't send email. You can't. Nobody will buy off on that. You've actually got to feed your email list content. First of all, you got to get a list. I mean, let's start with the basics, right? You got to get a list. You got to scrub the list. You got to feed the list. It's like owning a pet. It's got to have a life of its own. I've currently got some lists that are as big as 120,000 people. Today, I'm going to be doing in real time for you an email to the residents of Covina, California. And all I'm looking for is for somebody to click, right? We were talking about this before we started. What I'm looking for are people to basically raise their hand and show that they have interest in selling their house or finding out the value of their house, or someone interested in purchasing a new house, any of those combinations. So I need to be able to reach through electronically and touch someone, get them to engage with a message, and then give them the option to tell me whether or not they're interested to sell their home or interested to buy their home or interested in finding out the value of their home. If you do this well, this will account for, we did some math on this the other day, anywhere between 70 and 100 listings per year if you run your list correctly. And that's what we're going to talk about today. And I'm going to show you exactly how I build my lists, how I do everything from the ground up. Welcome everybody who's late. You're all late. My name's Lee-Honish. It was a good start. We're going to do this because I don't believe you can get listings through Facebook. I think you can get referrals through Facebook. I believe you can get referrals through building relationships on Instagram. But as a cold start running click ads, I don't believe that that's really an effective way to get new clients. I am about immediacy, right? It's Christmas. As a realtor, you can get a listing, get it up, get it under contract, and get it into escrow within a couple of weeks because the market is that hot, and be able to have, who knows how long it'll take to close, anywhere from 30 to 60 days, depending where you are in the country. But once I have the deal and I've got it in escrow, I can go to a company and get money up front based on being in escrow. So I'm here to make sure you guys can get a deal, get it as fast as possible. I know for some of you, there's actual snow involved in your parts of the country. So I'm all about working behind the desk and working effectively to get listings, right? So let's get started, shall we? What the heck did that just do? All right. So what we're talking about today is the comparison between mail, and email, right? What you're looking at is literally the cheapest mail process that I could find online. And that's at 50 cents a postcard per 1,000 pieces. So the cheapest I can send out a postcard, hard mail, is at $500 for 1,000 pieces. I've heard it cheaper, but printed, postage, everything included for a small postcard out the door. I mean, let's be realistic. You got to send, let's go with the number that we're really operating here, right? Which is 10,000 at 30 cents a piece. You're looking at spending $3,000 to send out a postcard during the holiday season that will generally be just a branded message and have little, if any, response at all. Does that make sense? What we're going to try to do today is change that, right? We want to get away from that $1,000 per 50 cents, zero response stuff, right? I'm not a fan of mailers. I'm not a fan of sending out mailers. You're sending out 1,000 pieces. Even at the bare minimum of $500 a week, you got to do it 3 or 4 weeks in a row at $2,000 a clip. And I'm looking for 3 phone calls, maybe, right? Your response rate is going to be at about the 1 to 3% range, depending on what message you use. Your conversion rate from your response rate to an actual tangible client who wants to have a conversation after sending out thousands of pieces is maybe 3 legit phone calls or conversations. The rest are just looky-loos, right? You never know who looked at the message. You don't know if they liked it or what they didn't like. I can't change the message once it's already going out. It's a run cycle because they're pre-printed materials, right? And you'll never know what the other 997 other people who are getting those mailers thought. So you can't change your message. That's what's unique to email, right? You don't know about your non-delivery rates. You don't know about your delivery rates. So we're going to do this via email. And the reason I compare it mail to email, you guys all know mailers. If you don't, somebody in your cubicle is doing it, somebody around you is doing it, somebody you know is sending out mailers. I'm going to show you why emailing and why I email and why I can specifically generate on-demand leads so that I can have appointments, right? First thing you need to do, by the way, take good notes. There's no fluff here. I'm just going straight to it, right? First thing you need to do is obtain email addresses. I will show you how to do it. There are companies online. You're going to have to break down and spend for it. All right? Next thing you're going to have to do is scrub email addresses. I will show you how to scrub. Just leave a space between each one. This is the basic build order. So we're going to buy email addresses, then we're going to scrub them. Why? Because email addresses that are purchased are not usually very good, in my opinion. Then you're going to need an email service provider. That is Constant Contact, iContact. I will show you which one I use. I will show you which ones have the best delivery rate. I will give you my opinions, right? You need a landing page, right? So let's say I send out an email and I ask somebody to look at something. I want them to land somewhere and I want to control where they land, right? And then I'm going to need I'm going to need original or targeted content. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do that in just a moment, right? So if I've got a client in Beverly Hills who I do marketing for, right? Beverly Hills and Brentwood, in fact. My original or targeted content needs to be about that area of town. I don't think that they care about what's happening in East Los Angeles. I don't think they care about what's happening in the Valley, right? People in New York don't care about what's happening to people in New Jersey. People in Miami don't care about what's happening to the people in Orlando. You've got to keep your content, especially for homeowners, very specific to their targeted area, right? Then you will be sending out emails, and that's plural. Today I'm going to send out one, and we'll see what the results look like because it's a brand new email account and a brand new list, and I'm going to do it real time for you, right? Then I want to separate them into segments. The one thing about email that's unique, right? I know who opened it. I know who clicked. I can separate them and focus directly on the 20 or 30 or 100 people that actually clicked on a button to find out the value of their home, right? And then I'm going to follow up with that group specifically and give them very specific content about values of their home, how to increase the value of their home, and keep branding it so that I become their agent of choice. Does that make sense to everybody? That's what we're doing today. If you have questions, now would be the time. Everybody on board? Show of hands. You guys are all still with me? Haven't lost you? Nobody raised their hand. I've confused you all as a group. Nobody? Theo, there we go. Thank you, Alex and Theo. All right, good. Just play along. Makes me feel better. All right. How do you rate? You did fine, Jill. Close enough. All right. And then it's, of course, rinse and repeat until you get it right. So here's how the structure of it all is going to work, right? You generate your emails. You're going to scrub your emails. Then you're going to have a true data list to work from. From your data list, you're going to feed it content. Okay, you don't immediately go for the throat. I've talked about this many times. I'm not going to shame any real estate agents on this webinar today, but you can, I've done other webinars where I've shown what emails most real estate professionals send out, and they are usually very generic, bland pieces of material that don't want me to opt anywhere. They just want to tell me, hi, it's Christmas, happy holidays. Well, if I'm going to send out a piece of content, I want them to opt somewhere, either to read the full story or to tell me that they need help with something involved with real estate. Okay, so follow the chain of events. If I send out my first email, it's a snippet of the content. Their first opt will be, which means a click, their first click will be to the actual content. And if they click from there into, hey, I want to find out the value of my house, that's a double opt, right? That's a second opt or a second click. And now I've created what's called in our business a click funnel. Am I going too fast for anybody? All right. So my original email can have content straight to respond for more information, right? Or I can do an original email straight to respond for more information. I can do it either way. They're done for two different purposes. At the top, when I do an original email with just a snippet of content for a read more to more content, I am driving more traffic to a website, which is important. The more traffic you drive to your website, Alex, Ruth, any of you, right, Julia, the more you move up in the Google rankings. Does that make sense? You won't be found as easy as a realtor in Covina if you're not getting traffic to your website as a realtor in Covina or Orlando or wherever. Today we're going to talk about Covina specifically because that's the list I'm working on, okay? So, or you can do what like I'm going to do today, your original email message, which will have the content in it, and then a big giant button asking you if you'd like to find out the value of your home. Just go for immediate gratification, right? I'm just going straight for the throat. I want straight gut-wrenching. I want results. I want people that want to know the value of your home. You guys understand the people who want to know the value of their home generally look to sell anywhere from now and in the next 12 months. They are looking for the value of their home for the purposes of refinancing or selling their home. So when you're buying from a lead source, I'm not going to go into details on Zillow, Trillia, Realtor.com, all those companies that sell you leads. What they're selling you when people fill out forms, not buyer leads, those are easy to get. Those are much easier to get. I'm looking for seller leads, right? Because if I have a seller lead, I'm getting both ends of the deal in this market. To me, it's all about making the 6%, okay? So I want the listing. So I'm creating a pipeline of people that are interested in selling and moving their home. People that, all the studies have been done. People that are interested in selling their home are going to be people who are looking to know the value of their property frequently. So if I can find out immediately the people that want to know their value, and I keep sending them an updated value, or I keep in contact with them and feeding them their value, when it's time over the course of a calendar year, that can account for as many, depending on how many are on your email list. We figured out for about 10,000, it's going to be about 70 to 100 listings per year based on the number of clicks.